Sacramento Centric was the original title of this show, Kyle. I don't know if you know that.
Liar.
You're a liar. Welcome into the drive. How you doing? How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Kingsley.
Hey now.
What if when you said you're a liar, I was just like, you know what? I am. I didn't graduate from college. I didn't, and just confess to just all this stuff.
My real name is Carl.
My real name's Carl Monstaff.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. It is 6:03, January 31st. And we're already at it on the text line from the 916. I won't say the name of the place, but it says, I pass a well-known strip club on the way to work.
Me too.
The sign says, watch the big game here. What kind of people watch the big game at a strip club? Well,
can you imagine?
Yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Go on.
Yeah. I can absolutely imagine. That's not, well, we could never do it, but that's just not the worst idea ever. I might not be the best, and I may not want to eat the food.
Apparently, there is a strip club in San Francisco that has really great fried chicken.
Really?
Yeah. I had a bunch of friends when I worked out there who swore up and down. They were like, we got to go to this place. They do a lunch buffet. No, I'm not going to go.
No.
It's not a
no.
thing. I'm not You want me to go to where at noon?
No. Nope.
This is not Las Vegas.
I don't even know how that would go. Like, are you watching the whole game? Are you watching the commercials? Is there dancing while the game's on? Because I feel like that would be the testosterone capital of the world right there.
Is there audio on the game? Like, in the background, under Pour Some Sugar on Me, you just hear Jim Nance like, and it's a 2nd and 8.
Right. That would be great if you could get, like, the voice only of the announcers and then play that over whatever music. Like you said, Cherry Pie by Warrant, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Def Leppard, Kid Rock, Gonzo from Stockton checking in. Good morning.
Baby.
Yeah, exactly. I truth to be told, I could not even tell you the last time I was at a strip club.
Say it again.
Truth be told, not truth to be told. Okay. Thank you. I couldn't tell you. I think it was many, many years. The last one I remember, I was in Portland. And the reason we went there is because I think bottled beers were like $1.50 or something. This is just like 5-6 years ago. So it wasn't that long ago.
Oh.
And I went with a friend that I'm not going to blow up, but a fellow friend in media, and I went there. Not in radio. And seriously, it was like $1.50 for beers in a bottle. It was great.
Oh, it's amazing.
And there happened to be semi-nude dancers.
No, give me the $1.50 brew and I'm in there.
Right?
Yeah.
And they all had, and one thing I remember is it wasn't just, it was like they would go up for 3 or 4 songs at a time. Not one song and then leave. They would go up for like the whole deal. So then if you tipped them, you got more. Okay, not bang for your buck. That's the wrong choice of terms, but you know what I'm saying. Like, honestly though, I'm not some. You know me, Kyle. I'm not some like pro clutcher.
Right.
But I could never get into it, man.
Yeah, same. I'm the same way. We went this is also several years ago. A buddy of mine had his bachelor party, and it was like end of the night. It's like,
oh, that's the worst.
It's like 12:30, and it's his bachelor party, and he's like, we gotta go. It's like, all right, fine. So we all go, 6 dudes.
Right.
We sit down at this booth. I'm like, I'm gonna go get a couple of drinks, and we're just gonna hang out.
Sure.
Like, this is not my scene. Our buddy who was the bachelor disappears for like 45 minutes.
Oh, you get dragged into the VIP room.
And then he comes back and he's like, I'm good. Let's go.
Hold on a second. Did you do that on purpose?
That was just he was tired.
Okay, because that is a whole different connotation.
But we also theorized that.
Yeah. If he comes back and goes, I'm good. It always seemed. I'm trying to think. We don't have any.
You don't get to disappear in a strip club for 45 minutes and just not tell everybody.
Everybody has friends that love going to a strip club.
Sure.
And everybody has that friend that truly believes that there's a dancer that's interested in them.
Uh-huh.
Everyone has those people.
Every single one.
I never got it. I never got what was into the idea. Like what you said. 6 dudes rolling into a strip club, watching what's going on. It's super uncomfortable to me. Mm-hmm. We're all sitting next to each other. That's super uncomfortable to me. There's no talking. Everyone's just leering. And then what do? You leave?
Yeah.
I don't. It's like putting ice cream in a blender, then putting milk in a blender, then hitting blend after you put the lid on, then pouring the milkshake into a cup, and then leaving it on the counter. It's just all unfinished business. And it's always somebody's like, yeah, bro, we're going to the strip club. It's cool. I hope we don't have any sponsor. We're dragging a sponsor.
No chance.
I don't think so.
No chance.
And it's like
no chance.
Strip clubs to me are like hunting. Like, I understand hunting and the need for it, and I'm not here to say that hunters are bad or strip club people are bad.
It, right.
I'm saying for me and my tastes, no pun intended, I just never got it. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't judge at all. It's just it's not my scene.
It's the drive early morning. Who's this? Good morning. Caller, you're on the air. Hello.
Am I on the line?
Yes.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah, I wanted to say to Dave, good morning.
Good morning.
Just wanted to say that you do have a lot of integrity because that I think they called him a golden boy who stole all that money from the Kings, which I'm a huge fan of. You did put the light on that, so I wanted to just say thank you for that.
Well, there was a lot of other people involved in that, too. I mean, we talked about it, but there was a lot of other people involved in that, too, and I'm just glad that the Kings were able to be made whole, and we can hopefully all move on from that with lessons learned by all.
Yeah, I agree. So go Kings tonight.
Thank you. That's exactly the call I was thinking we'd get. From the 9-1.
That was like you put the ice cream in a blender, then you put the milk in the blender,
right?
And then you take your blender to your swimming pool and you punt it in there.
I fully expected, Kyle, this segment to be about our combined disdain for strip clubs, topped off with the cherry of the random morning phone call thanking us for shining a light on the money stolen from the Sacramento. That's exactly how I wrote it up.
I saved this tweet because I wanted to read it to you.
Okay.
It's a good joke. A man named Chris Jones tweeted, both Wednesday performances of Hamilton in Chicago now are off, just announced. And this guy, Andrew Conning, responded, "Brr, kills Hamilton again."
Oh, because it's cold? Because it's cold.
Because it got canceled because of the weather.
Because it's cold and burr, like not Aaron, B-U-R-R.
Love a good historical pun.
As we break, can you grade from A to F my historical pun?
Yes, please.
That I put out on Twitter yesterday?
Did I see it?
You probably did. But pretend like you didn't.
Okay.
The setting is a music theory class.
Okay. Teacher.
I would say when listing classical artists, I would put Beethoven before anyone else. Brad the Millennial. Sir, wouldn't that make him Beethoven? B-A-E? It's before anyone else.
Yeah, no.
B-A-E. Beethoven. Today on the show, Sam Amick will join us at 8:05. Apparently, the country
someone
show
just died.
Will yell loudly.
Yeah, someone just died in the country show.
We'll have an update on that. We're going to talk Kings and Hawks because we finally have a Kings game to talk about. We're going to talk Super Bowl II. But we're going to have some fun today. We're going to have a betting guy. We're chasing a betting guy tomorrow, so we can talk about props.
Oh, we got him locked in. 8:05.
Oh, we do? Okay. Today, I want to talk a little bit about Super Bowl parties and Super Bowl halftime shows,
please,
and Super Bowl commercials.
Yep.
Okay.
Essentials.
Have the fun part of Super Bowl in there as well. It's a Big Fat Harry show. It's a
BFHS.
It really is.
Hey, me, not we.
We'll start it next. Me, not we, on the Drive. Sports 1140 KHTK.
Fox in attack mode, stutter step, crossover into the lane, hang time, score the basket. Oh, what a play by De'Aaron Fox. He had been struggling in this first half. And Jason, don't you get the sense that Dave Yeager said, we're going to design something to get him off the schneid?
And he did so good at that, the coaches on timeouts, but then the players have to execute it. The level of difficulty there was ridiculous for De'Aaron.
Hey, Jason Ross.
Trucky, ducky, quack, quack.
Boy. And the lovely and talented G-Man on the call. The Sacramento Kings were down, like 15-6, 15-4. Shockingly, Atlanta blew a lead. And the Sacramento team that we all know and love.
That does not blow leads.
Does not blow leads ever. 135-113. Line on this game was anywhere between 3.5 and 5.5, depending on when you bet it.
Oh gosh, see, that is just easy money.
The line, I don't know how I know this, but I can tell you at one point the line on this game was 2.5 when some people bet on it, and the over was
2.5
when the Hawks were up. Well, hold on, let me check my phone. let me check my phone and see. Exactly.
Because there's websites that track this, so
there
you
are
can look and see.
Yes,
yeah.
Websites that track. It was Sacramento Kings 3.5. The over/under on this game was 236.5.
248 was the final.
Dude, yeah, the over hit hard. Kings. Hey, I understand it though. The Hawks just went into L.A. and blew out the The Hawks went into L.A. and beat the Clippers, who blew out the Kings. And they had a day of rest. But it was after a 32-31 first quarter. Kings won the first quarter 32-31. And then it was a whole lot of see you later. A whole lot of see you later. Doing some quick math. Let's see. 73, 103, 49, 82. Golly. That's just a blowout. But the best story of this game was the future front line. Harry Giles and Marvin Bagley. That's fun to watch. Harry Giles looked great last night. He really, really looked. It's his passing that gets you.
I just want to let you know that 103 to 82 is 1 point fewer than the Kings actually won by.
Did I do the math wrong? I must have done the math wrong. Hold on. 73, 103. 103. Oh yeah, because the Kings. The Kings were up one in the first quarter. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying the last 3 quarters they blew them out. Kyle,
got it. Okay.
The starters played. Nobody played more than 25 minutes. That was Buddy Hield. I didn't like seeing Buddy Hield on the floor. I don't understand that. I didn't like seeing him on the floor. He was on the floor at one point with 2.5 minutes left.
When Steve Kerr empties his bench, he'll sometimes leave Klay Thompson on the floor as kind of like a hey, just in case. But to me, Bogdan is that guy. Or you need to have somebody who isn't Buddy Hield being that guy. Just kind of stabilizing, hey, we're going to keep you out there just to make sure things don't get out of hand.
I'm not sure if anyone else. I don't think you leave Willie out there. I don't think you leave De'Aaron out there.
That's not saying. I think Bogdan can.
I agree with you. I'm not sure other than Bogdan and Buddy, there's anyone that might qualify for that spot. I just don't leave Buddy out there. Buddy,
right? He plays way too up and down to be playing meaningless minutes.
That's exactly what I'm saying, dude. Exactly what I'm saying. I want to see Buddy Hield playing the most minutes in a blowout. Leave Willie out there. We'll
let Willie play the 2.
Let Willie play the 1. Screw it. You're up 30.
Waking up every day, you like, whoa, we at the Super Bowl, man. It's dope. But I'm ready to get to work, man, so I can get to it. You only get to play in this game once, some people, so you got to take full advantage of it.
Marcus Peters.
Dude, he's the best, man. I love Marcus Peters.
Imagine saying you only get to play in this game once when the Patriots are involved. It's like a yearly thing for them.
Tom Brady's been to 9 Super Bowls.
It's actually surprising when the Patriots aren't in the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady has played more than half a season of Super Bowls.
It's actually kind of funny when you think about, not funny, but we used to do this when the Bulls were on their run. Like, look at all the Gary Payton Supersonics teams, the Malone and Stockton. Like, how many alternate dynasties or possible dynasties have been thwarted because of the Patriots?
Yeah.
How many rings would Ben Roethlisberger have? You know, would Jacksonville have a ring? Peyton Manning, big time.
Peyton Manning might have like 5.
Yeah, if the Patriots, I'd be curious to take a deep dive and say what AFC team and or player got screwed the most by Brady.
It has to be the Steelers and those Colts teams.
I think so. I think it absolutely does. I think it's the Steelers teams and Peyton Manning.
Yep.
And by the way, both Roethlisberger and Manning have rings.
But then Andy Reid doesn't have a ring because of them.
Yeah.
Jake Delhomme doesn't have a ring because of them.
That hurts.
Not enough people talk about that.
Super Bowl commercials and Super Bowl food. We're going to have a little fun with the Super Bowl today before we lock in full on tomorrow. Number 3.
Payton between the circles. Better hurry here. 6 to shoot. Gives to Mirotic. Top of the arc. Shoots for 3. Bang. Got it. 12 points for Mirotic, and this is the largest lead on either side. 77-66 New Orleans.
Future Sacramento King.
I wouldn't mind it. Do you remember, I forget, I think it was a Ringer article maybe. Somebody interviewed David Stern. It was a couple months ago, and he slipped and said Del Demps wasn't a great GM, and he got a lot of crap for it. This is just a few months ago. This is such a horrible franchise, and I do feel bad for their fans because we've documented it. That the Pelicans are leaving New Orleans.
Fan.
There's fans. But
Tens of them.
Apparently, Del Demps isn't picking up his phone, which some Kings fans might go, well, that sounds familiar.
Do you think he calls it his Dell phone?
No, I don't, Kyle. And they took Anthony Davis out of the pregame video. I saw a side-by-side of the one with him and the one without him. They just took him out. Like, they photoshopped over him. He hasn't been traded yet. He's still on the team.
He was on the bench last night.
Like, has he played his last game in New Orleans, even though we're hearing the opposite? Like, you don't take him out of the video until he's off the team.
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
This is just this makes the Kings look like the Spurs with how their franchise is run. We'll update you on that and how goofy-ass that whole franchise and that situation is getting.
Can I predict the explanation? If one hasn't come out already, I haven't seen it. They made a video preparing for his possible trade, and they played the wrong one.
If this next game he ends up being back in it, then yeah, I could absolutely see that being the savior answer. Either way, it's just really stupid.
Really bad.
Play that video. Kings beat the Hawks 135-119. We've got highlights and the Peckett brothers moment of the game right after these words. Sports 1140 KHTK.
This is Kyle Madsen with your top stories on Sports 1140. The Sacramento Kings got back in the win column last night with a 135-113 win over the Atlanta Hawks. Harry Giles led the Kings with a career-high 20 points. Buddy Hield had 18. Bogdan Bogdanovic added 16 off the bench. The Kings now get a couple days off. They host the Philadelphia 76ers on Saturday. Elsewhere in the NBA last night, the Celtics blew out the Hornets 126-94. The Bulls got win number 12 on the year, 105-89 over the Heat. Dennis Smith Jr. had his second career triple-double in the Mavs' 114-90 rout over the Knicks. The Wizards down the Pacers 107-89. Karl Anthony Towns' buzzer beater lifted the Timberwolves over the Grizzlies 99-97. The Nuggets snuck past the Pelicans 105-99. And the Blazers crushed the Jazz 132-105. It's 6:31. Plan now to watch the big game at Sammy's Restaurant. The best food and drink inside Stone's Gambling Hall, I-80 at Antelope Road. Those are your top stories. Now back to the drive on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Call Dave now at 339-1140 and 1-800-920-1140.
I like your new bit, Kyle.
Thanks, man.
Kyle Madsen, KHTK. Nothing wrong with that. Hi, Jerry.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Dave. While I got you on the line, can I ask you Personal question.
Depends, but go ahead. I reserve the right to not answer it.
I understand, because I'm thinking about having this procedure done myself. I wanted to ask you what it cost you to get the turkey neck thing done.
I can't say what it cost me for a number of reasons. Legally, I can't because I endorse Dr. Jack. I will say this, honest to God, it is a lot cheaper than 99% of everyone I've talked to thinks it is. I would just simply, and this isn't a plant call, but dude, I would call and make a no obligation consultation appointment. And you have nothing to lose but your gobbler, dude.
Hey, that's all I needed to hear, Dave.
Hey, I'm here for you,
Hey,
Jerry.
for more info on that, 724 coming up. You can hear all about Dr. Jack Friedlander.
That was actually a trivia question on the boat was what's the thing underneath the turkey neck? What it's actually called something specifically, and I didn't get it. And then I got the answer, and I still don't remember it. But there's a term for the gobbler.
Yeah.
The
turkey neck.
Yeah, but that's not.
Isn't it like a giblet or something?
Yeah, it's a something. And the text line, I'm sure will
No, I'm going to look it up.
help out. Great questions, by the way, from some of you texters, I will point out. One in particular, I like this. We'll have to get to this later. From the 916, Tom Brady has been to multiple Super Bowls, but he's also lost a few of them.
Snoods.
The snood? I think that's right. It's called the snood.
That's the fleshy bit hanging off the turkey's. Oh, that's on the beak. That's the beak.
Oh, okay. Then what is it?
Under the neck is called. Oh, wait. Hang on.
Stopping down the show to find out what the turkey
Yeah,
gobbler
I guess it is a snood.
Yeah, I think that's right, dude.
Or a waddle?
Maybe it is. It's something like that.
The fleshy growth under the turkey's throat is called a waddle.
Okay. And the snood is on the beak. Yeah. Tom Brady has been to multiple Super Bowls, but has also lost a few of them. People call him the greatest ever. LeBron has been to the finals multiple times as well and has lost. Yet people say that because of that, he's not the greatest ever. What's the difference? That's a fun question. I've heard that brought up before. And you could even say that LeBron James's Joe Montana is Michael Jordan. You know, Michael went 6-0, never lost in the finals.
Never lost.
Joe Montana went 4-0, never lost in the Super Bowl. Whereas both LeBron and Tom Brady have been multiple times, have won multiple championships, but people point out that they've lost and that's a thing.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to trail off of that. Go ahead.
What's wild is when you look at Tom Brady, who's been 8 times, he could very easily be 8-0.
And he could very easily be 0-8. I was reading an article yesterday about this, as a matter of fact.
Like, if the Falcons take care of business and the Seahawks run Marshawn Lynch from the 1.
Miss a couple of field goals.
Adam Vinatieri misses a field goal or 2. Like, that's...
Yeah, but yet at the same time.
He could also be 8-0.
Yeah. I'm comfortable with 5 out of 8 times he's won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if you take any quarterback and you say this player is going to go to the Super Bowl 8 times, they're going to win 5 of them.
Sure.
Every player in the history of the NFL is taking that career.
It's just so difficult to establish greatest of all time. It's a fun conversation to have.
It just varies for everybody.
You just can't do it.
If there's no established set of standards, like you can't empirically look at it and decide something. It's all opinion based. And I mean, it's a fun discussion, I guess, if you're bringing in new ideas. The problem with those debates is every argument has just been bludgeoned over everybody's head over and over and over. There's nothing new.
I just think about what would happen if LeBron James was transported in time when he was 21 years old back to Wilt Chamberlain's day.
It would be unbelievable.
What would he average? 500 a game.
Wilt averaged 50. LeBron could do that easy.
Yeah, but he'd also throw in like 14 assists, and although they didn't track half of that stuff. The other side is, what if you took Wilt Chamberlain and put him in today's game?
Maybe not today, but
today's game. Wilt Chamberlain's playing for the Pacers. I don't know.
I think he could get minutes for sure. He's not averaging 50.
No. Does he? If Wilt Chamberlain, if you put him in a DeLorean and you fast forward him to today, and Wilt Chamberlain is playing center for the Bucks, is Wilt Chamberlain an all-star?
I don't think so, but mostly because of the way basketball is played now.
Sure. Or is Wilt just draining? Is Wilt a splash brother?
I doubt it.
Well,
because they didn't even have a three-pointer.
is he in the skills contest?
No.
No. Is John Collins?
Yes.
Yeah, not so fast.
The defense certainly hasn't done a darn thing. Here's another one, right to the rim. 4 straight possessions. Scoring this time is John Collins. 8 unanswered points. And it's now 8-2 in favor of Atlanta. Not the way you want to start the evening.
Didn't start out well for the Sacramento Kings.
Trae Young now gets into the paint, sets up the alley-oop. There's another throw down. Every field goal thus far has been at the rim. Nice alley-oop setup for Collins that time from Young. 12-6, Atlanta leads.
In the first like 5 or 6 minutes of that game, I hadn't turned it on yet, and watching Twitter, I thought the Kings were down 40-0.
People were very upset.
Holy smokes,
somebody wanted somebody fired right there, but there was somebody on Twitter that actually wanted the coach fired like midway through the first.
And I know that not everybody's on Twitter, so they don't really get this, but it's just people's live reactions to what's happening. And it's the kind of inner thoughts of people at the game and who are watching it. And the general consensus, even from media people, was like, well, the Kings have no answer for the Hawks tonight. It's like, it's 15-6.
Right. We talked about it yesterday, that the Kings notoriously, after long road trips, they come back flat.
I made fun of you for that on the internet.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I did.
Oh, how'd you do that?
I did the capital, non-capital, like the sarcastic font.
I
was like, historically, the Kings don't play well in the first game back from a road
trip. You know
trip.
what? They came back flat. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
They were flat for about 6 minutes.
Yeah, they won by 30.
Yeah, they were flat at the beginning, Kyle. Don't bust your SpongeBob font on me. Bogey helped him get back in the game.
Ball in the hands of Bogdanovic. Circles to the right. Shakes off a defender. Dumps inside. Easy conversion, Harry Giles. What a masterful, crafty little assist pass from Bogdanovic for the easy flush for Giles. One possession game, 29-26 after the Kings had trailed by as many as 10.
80 of the Kings' 135 points scored last night came off the bench, led by Harry Giles with 20, Bogdanovic 16. Bagley had 17 and 12 boards. Yogi Ferrell had 11. And Justin Jackson helped out 6 points, but here's 2 of them.
Bagley just outside the paint. Digs for a spin move. Had it deflected. Looks for a cutter. Ferrell with an over-the-shoulder pass to Jackson for 3. It's no good. Long rebound to Bagley. Back to Jackson. Drives for the reverse. He's got the bucket. There's a superb sequence by your Sacramento Kings to get within 1 at 29-28. That's your Peckus brothers' early moment of the game.
Peckus brothers' early moment of the game. Get the spectacular backyard you've always wanted with a beautiful Peckus Brothers patio or sunroom. The best price, best value, guaranteed every day. What, Kyle? What?
I'm just a little distracted because there appears to be something approaching.
Can we move the
starboard side?
Get that?
Yeah, no. Do you know what that?
Let me turn on the lights out there.
You know who that is?
Oh, it's Kevin Peckus and the Peckus Brothers.
Oh,
hey, how about that? Hey, guys. How you doing? Good to see you. It was not a game after that as the Sacramento Kings just absolutely pulled away. De'Aaron Fox was...
Real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
Very upset with Justin Jackson. You know, this is a big Justin Jackson house.
Huge.
But I hate when NBA players ruin good vines. Like a good 5 to 6 second highlight.
Yep.
And that Yogi Ferrell no-look over-the-shoulder pass.
I know.
And Jackson bricks the 3. Yeah, they ended up getting the layup out of it, and that's great.
Ruined it.
But it would have been a great highlight.
It would have been so good. You're right.
I know.
G League time.
Fox in attack mode, stutter step, crossover into the lane, hang time, score the basket. Oh, what a play by De'Aaron Fox. He had been struggling in this first half. And Jason, don't you get the sense that Dave Yeager said, we're going to design something to get him off the schneid?
And he is so good at that, the coaches on timeouts, but then the players have to execute it. The level of difficulty there was ridiculous for De'Aaron.
That was like a quadruple pump is what Jason Ross was referring to. The Kings win 135-113. They are 26-25. This is the first time in well over a decade they've been above 500 going into February. We'll leave with this from the 916 on the Jiffy Lube text line. When is Coach going to stop effing around and start Bagley? It's ridiculous at this point of the season. He brings too much energy and rebounding ability to come off the bench. The only counter I have to that, because I certainly understand where fans are coming from, the only counter I have to that, we'll get into this a little bit later at 7:35. Coach Yeager and his staff have done more to develop young players in the last 3 years than has been done in this city in the last 13 years.
Remember when the criticism of tanking was we can't develop players?
We can't develop anyone.
Never developed players.
The only player we quote-unquote developed was DeMarcus Cousins, maybe a little Isaiah Thomas. But remember, that was the tag on this team. And more has been done in the last, 2 years developing players than has been done in the previous decade. I understand wanting Bagley to start, and guess what? I would like him to start too. Yep. I'm on your side.
Yep.
But I think Yeager and his staff have earned the right to have us trust them a little bit on that.
It's a tough ask, especially after they just won by 22 or whatever.
Yeah, right. And by the way, after Harry Giles and Marvin Bagley combined for 37 points and 19 rebounds in 49 minutes. Yeah. I think they're doing okay. Yeah. We'll take a break. When we come back, we've got some Super Bowl stuff for you. I want to know what your go-tos are for a Super Bowl party. We ask this every single year. We need to get into best commercials of all time.
Talking snacks.
Talking snacks next. A little snack talk right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
The song I had loaded didn't play. There we go. Oh, yeah, there it is. A little Travis Scott butterfly effect. You're welcome.
Thank you, Kyle. Did you know there was a guy in Pittsburgh that got fired? He did what you used to do for NBC. He put the little lower thirds up. They were doing a thing on Tom Brady, and he put Tom Brady known cheater.
So funny.
They fired him.
That's so lame, dude.
They fired him. Come on.
So here's what's interesting. At NBC, the way that works is, or at NBC Sports, the way that works is the production assistant, me, builds those fonts, is what they're called, the graphics. We build those fonts well before the show. And then during the show, so a graphics person that runs them checks those like throughout the lead up to the show. If they see a misspelling or a stat that's wrong, they'll come in and be like, hey, just wanted to check on this or whatever. So at least 2 people saw that. And then the producer, who is the person with the headset that says, okay, hey, this graphic, fly it, sends a graphic out. They go, okay, take it down. The person running the whole thing also should check those before they go on air. Like a little preview comes up.
It went through some people.
Several people had to have seen this first. And they're going to fire...
They fire the guy.
Did they fire the person that made it? Or the person that ran it?
That I don't know.
Or maybe it's the same. Maybe at a station like
guy.
that, it's the same person.
There's something else I wanted to ask you about, too. I was reading stuff during the break. There's a guy named John Ledyard who is the senior draft analyst for Draft Network.
Yeah.
Does the lockdowns and all that. And his story, his lead here says, the 2019 quarterback class is confirmed cheeks. This is a new lexicon to me. Is he saying it's confirmed cheeks as in butt cheeks? As in that's how bad it is? When he says it's confirmed cheeks.
Yes.
That's got to mean butt cheeks, right?
Yes.
And is that a thing?
Yes.
And I've missed it?
Yes.
Because I like that.
Yes.
Is cheeks
That's been
a term
a while
we
for a
use
while.
now? Has it?
Yeah. It needs to get used more, though.
So, like, if I was listening to Matt George's song and I didn't like it, and I said, dude, that's cheeks. That's the
correct.
proper, that's how I would use it in a sentence.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I
and
need to
confirmed cheeks is so funny.
Isn't that's great? But it's like, wait, what? Cheeks.
I kind of stopped using that descriptor for a while because Deadspin does their list. They'll just like every once in a while put out a list. It's like, here are some NBA players who are butt.
Right.
And there's like good players on there.
There very much are good players on there. They get dragged for that now every single year. Deadspin does.
Like I think Buddy Hield was on it this year. It's like, what are you talking about? They're just like some really solid players. So I stopped using that because I felt like it got overused a little bit.
Right.
Just like, oh, that's like, okay.
I have a number of people who've asked over the last few days, Kyle, and I like that they listen and remember things. Want to know if you're going to the Peppermill for the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Are you kidding me?
That's a regular thing. You go up with your family and you guys get rooms and Peppermill it out.
Yeah. Find me Saturday evening if you're there. I will take all pictures. I'm in for selfies.
Is that so?
Yes. I'm not saying people, if people walk up and they're like, hey, Kyle, I listen to The Drive, I am taking the picture. I'm selfieing.
You're the one who's going to hold the picture.
I'm going to have a few beverages,
Oh.
And I'm
Is that where we're going? Okay.
You find me Saturday, post about 8 p.m.
I'm looking through a list, too, of best Super Bowl commercials of all time. I want to get to this at some point today.
Wasn't that a Super Bowl original?
What's Up's on there. That was in 1999.
Yeah, that was strong because that entered like culture. Like that became a cultural phenomenon.
They had What's Up. I think Anheuser-Busch is probably the king, the all-time king of Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
Because you also had Spuds McKenzie.
Sure.
That was a huge thing.
Didn't have the frogs.
The frogs. I used to be very much into the Bud Bowl.
Your mother is a prairie dog.
When I was a kid.
Yeah, I stung him with that one.
I wish they'd bring the Bud Bowl back, to be honest with you. Do you even remember the Bud Bowl?
No, not at all.
Wow. People of your generation.
Okay.
No. I'm not ripping you. I'm saying people of your generation did not get to experience the Bud Bowl.
Millennials killed the Bud Bowl.
People used to throw money down on that. Reebok's Terry Tate. Remember Terry Tate, where he would the office linebacker. He would stick people.
Yes, very good. Yes.
Betty White, the Hungry Snickers commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy's Where's the Beef was in 1984. As was, I believe, Apple's famous George Orwell commercial. The 1984 commercial was there. You pretty much get away. You put monkeys, puppies, puppy, monkey, baby.
I feel like, given our current social and political climate,
yes,
the commercials, there are way more commercials now, I feel like, than there used to be that are like, oh, that wasn't supposed to be funny. Like, oh, that had some real meaning to it.
I'll tell you this much, dude. We got a break. If every Super Bowl commercial was, I think it might have also been Budweiser. If every Super Bowl commercial was veterans coming home in the airport and people clapping for them, or I think they did one where like the Clydesdales bowed, involve the military and then honoring them in a commercial, and I'm in. I'm a very simple, I'm cheap date, dude.
Yep, same.
You show me that, like the applause one at the airport.
Very easily moved.
Very, very easily moved. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings, Hawks, Giles, Bagley, and should Bagley be starting? We'll get into that a little bit more. I know a lot of people are upset about Bagley not starting, but hey, the Kings beat the Hawks 135-119. Let's all relax and enjoy the rest of the show on Sports 1140 KHTK.